This is the Red River in Jefferson County, Oklahoma, when things are normal. This is the Red River in Jefferson County now, with an estimated 500 dead flatheads and blue catfish, along with a few buffalo and carp. This latest fish kill began in mid-June, about 3 weeks short of the one-year anniversary of last year's fish kill that left more than 5,000 catfish dead. In March, we reported the lack of a cause for the fish kill over the 4th of July holiday weekend in 2011, but at the time, the Environmental Protection Agency did have a suspect.
Heavy metals remain suspect in the cause of the fish kill. What is undetermined is the source of the contamination.
Now, 3 months later, the EPA says a new suspect has emerged. The agency says it believes a naturally occurring toxin from mold called mycotoxin may have been a potential cause of those events. Skylar McElhaney is spokeswoman for the Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality.
We don't know very much about the mycotoxin. We know that EPA has identified it as a potential cause, but as far as how it got there or what kind of mycotoxin, we have not heard.
Mycotoxins come in various forms, from a fungus that grows on corn and other plants that are largely used to feed livestock. Patrick Stewart runs a farming and cattle operation in Jefferson County and spends a lot of time on the Red River.
What I know about mycotoxins is you have to have a big supply of organic material to produce the fungi that makes the mycotoxin. And I didn't see any hay, I didn't see any fodder, I didn't see anywhere anybody had put anything in the river that could produce enough mycotoxin to do what's been done there.
Lyndall Van Buskirk runs a fertilizer business in Ringling and a large cattle operation. He also doubts the mycotoxin theory and expects enough time has passed and enough fish have died that by now the cause of this mysterious fish kill should be known.
I think that somebody probably knows what's happening, and I think if they're covering it up, that needs to be uncovered.
DEQ's Skylar McElhaney says this time samples from the river were acquired sooner when fish began dying, and over the winter DEQ took water samples from the Red River to create a baseline to work with.
Initially that was collected so we could compare it to data that was collected from last summer's fish kill. Now we will also compare that data to the most current fish kill to see what it tells us.
The new fish kill began in the same area as last year's, bounded roughly by an area known as Ketchum's Bluff, where the remnant of the Nakona suspension bridge is now a buzzard perch, to upstream just past what is known as the Oscar oil field, an oil field that dates back to the 1920s, a place where cable rigs still pump oil from wells that are now approaching 100 years old. But now the Oscar oil field has several saltwater disposal wells and at least one injection well. The river is littered with the refuse of decades of oil exploration in the area, from rusting old tank batteries to what's left of a cable tool rig, and other reminders of old oil operations, now rusting in the Red River surrounded by brush and debris. Pipes stick out along the bank, obviously to discharge something into the river, but what came out of those pipes and how long ago, no one seems to know. The Oklahoma Corporation Commission is in charge of regulating drilling operations. Tim Baker is manager of pollution abatement for the Oil and Gas Conservation Division. After the first fish kill, his staff went to the Red River to look for evidence that oil and gas operations might have had something to do with the fish kill.
We were looking for wells that may be contributing in some way to some environmental problem, leaking, wells that did not have mechanical integrity, pits, and also we were looking for any evidence of any illegal dumping.
Baker says they did not find any evidence of anything coming from the oil field that could have killed the fish. Some commission staffers are back in the area now, looking once again.
We will continue to survey the area, looking for anything we may have missed. But at this point in time, we've not found anything that would be contributing to the environmental problem that we're looking at.
The Red River is salty, and in energy exploration in Oklahoma, wherever you find oil or gas, you also find lots of salt water.
Our number one pollutant is salt water. In just about every field in Oklahoma, we produce several times more barrels of water, salt water, than we do oil. And you have to have an economical means of getting rid of it.
But with the only industry in the area where the fish kills began apparently cleared of any involvement, the mystery just gets deeper.
This fish kill and last summer's fish kill are unlike any other that we've ever worked. And we just haven't been able to find the cause from these two fish kills. And that makes them a little bit out of the ordinary. Actually, it makes them a lot out of the ordinary.
Lyndall Van Buskirk says an answer needs to be found before big parts of the Red River simply go dead.
If this rocks long another 2 or 3 years, they won't have to worry about it killing the fish. They'll have them all killed.
Patrick Stewart says there's another concern no one is yet addressing.
And I wonder, you know, are we just overlooking something that's maybe going to affect people, you know, down the road? I mean, so far as we know, nobody's been affected by it. But, you know, what's going to happen 8 or 10 years down the road?
This year's fish kill again affected large catfish, most ranging from 20 to 60 pounds. But while last year's kill kept going, this year's kill went from the Ketchum's Bluff area to the other side of the Oscar oil field and stopped. It picked up again in the area of the Highway 89 bridge near Courtney and then stopped again, for now. The EPA says it will release an interim report on the fish kills in a few days.